All right, how is it going, you magnificent sons of bitches? I'm back again because the Queen of Cringe has decided to go ahead and return from a 2-month hiatus. I was hoping that at some point she would probably, change and become less freaking insane now that she had a kid, but it's not looking so good for Jacqueline Cringe here. So, I'm going to go ahead and go back, try to upload this video. There's a couple of commercials. I want to go ahead and put out the major hypocrisy that is Jacqueline Cringe. It's, kind of a trend with Jacqueline Cringe is that, she's a complete and utter fucking hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? In all of her videos, it's almost like low-hanging fruit, much like TYT. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, that the following for Jacqueline Cringe, as far as it pertains to like Twitter and YouTube, has probably went away for the most part as more and more people like myself are banned. So I mean, the following really isn't there, the support isn't there, and so she's doing like Jacqueline Cringe stuff probably in her own life. I don't know what the hell she does. It doesn't matter. But I just gotta, it's funny because I think that actually at the end of the day, Jacqueline Glenn, probably does more to promote the Christian position, actually, kind of like TYT. You know what I'm saying? TYT is the same way. I think that the Young Turks do more to help Republicans than they ever do to fucking, because they just make the Democrats look ridiculous, and this is exactly what Jacqueline Glenn is. She makes atheists look ridiculous by doing the most insane, absurd videos, while at the same time promoting Christian content on her channel to probably what I would probably consider a large majority of her audience are fucking what I would consider virgins and simps. You know what I'm saying? They would probably they follow her around because there's a sexual attraction to her to some degree or another. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's a freaking sock account or something of Jacqueline Cringe, and then it says yeah, and encourages kind of like that whole thing, whatever it is for simps or whatever the fuck. I've had some conversations with her on other platforms. It is what it is, but I like to kind of keep track of her, especially after the abortion thing happened. I was just going to see if she would change her position as far as it pertains to abortion since she had a kid. It would be interesting, but ultimately it's still the same cringy content. So, it is what it is. But like I said, every once in a while, it's low-hanging fruit for me to take advantage of. This is why I go ahead and follow the channel, because I can go ahead, like I said, it's easy pickings for me. So let's go ahead and get into the content, and I'll go ahead and respond to a video, and you can see how absolutely insane. And this is why a lot of people don't like atheism. This is why a lot of people don't like atheists. For the most part, you claim to be experts in absolutely everything whenever you have no real working experience in anything, and you just go out there and you make these mainly conjecture is what you make, and then you try to go ahead and use straw mans and create some ridiculous narrative that absolutely is not, in any way, shape, or form producing any kind of efficiency in this country right now. And this country is absolutely crap. And I guarantee you, well, I don't know, at least Jacqueline Cringe is the character Jacqueline Glenn, or Jacqueline Franks, or whatever the hell she'll go by next week. It doesn't really matter. But I guarantee you that she's a single-issue voter, and she goes out to the polls and says, I'm going to vote for anybody who's pro-abortion. That's what she's probably going to say. But I guarantee you it's one of those. She's one of those people. So let's go ahead and get into her video so I can go ahead and have a little bit of fun tearing this apart. It's very interesting. It's very interesting to see how hypocritical these people are. So we'll go ahead.
Womanhood has been redefined, chopped up, and almost erased from our vocabulary. No one can tell you what it means anymore to be a woman. That's why we're inviting you to join the movement to get back to God's amazing design for womanhood. He created women, and He has a good plan for us.
And let's go ahead. I am a Christian, and I totally believe in that. I do believe that there is a creator, and I believe that there's certainly more pragmatism in Christianity than there is anything in atheism, and that's not even up for debate. You know, just have a conversation with them. Everything that they believe in is absolutely insane. And, you know, ultimately we can see the effects of atheism on society as, you know, society, or at least the secular government, tends to lean more towards atheism because it gives them more power than it does any other kind of theocracy or whatnot. So I think that pendulum just definitely has to swing the opposite way. So if Jacqueline Cringe can't get behind, you know, a girl-defined video or whatnot, you're going to have some dark days ahead. Let's just say that.
Oh, Kristen and Bethany, I really just can't sit through an entire video of y'all without a little bit of liquid sanity.
We're reclaiming God's design for biblical womanhood because it's so good, and we want you to join us.
I'm back, you guys, with the girl-defined update, because we've all just been losing sleep at night wondering what are they up to. Their whole new shtick is reclaiming womanhood, and it gets pretty cringy, because the entire thing, and I mean the entire...
And I meant, you know, whenever you sit there and look at it, oh, you know, Leah Thompson, you've got to consider her a woman, and she's gonna beat every female swimmer out there. Or a freaking track star, or a freaking MMA fighter that busts a freaking woman's skull in freaking MMA. We have to sit there and identify these people as freaking women to go ahead and, you know, suit your ridiculous catharsis that somebody's out to get you. The boogey man's under. And in fact, somebody ought to make a video of leftists where around every corner they see Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger or, you know, freaking Leatherface or something, because that's the way that freaking Democrats go through life. Everything is a pandemic. Everything is going to get them. And, you know, we need to go ahead and be safe and secure. And the rest of us understand that, you know, you people are insane. And that's what it is. You're insane. But we'll go ahead and listen to you go ahead and have a mental breakdown that somebody wants to go ahead and use the actual definition for what a woman is, and they don't use their pronouns correctly or whatever the hell.
Thing is a sales pitch.
That's why we created these new shirts to help unite us in bringing back biblical womanhood.
And all of this is to praise the Lord, right? You know what? Today I do believe in a Lord Asher Max Frank, that is.
And now we come to the first hypocrisy. Actually, the whole video is a hypocrisy. The whole reason you made it is to be a hypocrisy. So the first thing that you do after you get through the 2 commercials to go ahead and get to your video, because we know that you have to monetize every video that you have, so you have to make us sit through the freaking whatever commercials that are ridiculous up there. And then you go through, now we have to go through a freaking established titles freaking spiel. How hypocritical. So the girl defined says, hey, yo, we're making shirts and we're making our own merch. Here, go buy it. Bad. You freaking strapping a dildo on your head and trying to sell something for adamandeve.com. Oh, that's good somehow, though. Alright, it doesn't make you look like a hypocrite at all. But we'll go ahead and go on with your video. So I can go ahead and, you know, chastise you and make fun of you again. Because, you know, you're trying to be hip, you're trying to be edgy, I guess. And this might have been edgy probably like some 20 years ago. This would have been edgy content of some internet thought, you know, dyeing her hair pink. Yeah, why don't you do something original like dye your hair blue or red or something? And, you know, because I don't see girls do that ever, you know, and then you come out and make these lewd freaking, that might have been edgy 20 years ago. Today it's just the norm. That's just how people act and whatnot. And so it's just, you know, it's just tired. It's tired. It really is.
Which brings me to today's sponsor, Established Titles. And honestly, I could not think of a better segue. That was pretty freaking good. He didn't want to be a king, doesn't want to wear the crown. That's fine. It looks better on me. I'm Queen Mom. Just kidding. Everything looks better on him. Like, come on. Look at that face. Oh, I could just eat it. No. Atheists do not eat babies. I swear. We don't. Just a little. Anyway.
Well, that's nice to know that you lizard people don't eat babies. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, you don't eat babies, but maybe human babies you eat, but not, you know, you don't eat lizard babies at least. You know, it's just really, really random. Yeah, you know that you just really, at the end of the day, it's you know, you're gonna pitch that you're upset. This whole video, this is what the whole video's about. That oh, Girl Define is trying to make a profit off of shirts they're selling. Here, check out established titles, and here's my kid with the crown on it. Go buy it. Right there, linked in the description. It doesn't make you look hypocritical at all. So we'll go on.
Established titles. It's a fun and new way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while also helping global reforestation efforts. It's a project based on historic Scottish custom, which, by the way, my son is part Scottish thanks to his dad, where landowners were referred to lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packages give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official...
I just want to sit there and say that baby certainly has his daddy's grill. You know, you look at that grill of his daddy and you look at the grill of that baby. Yeah, you can definitely tell that's his son. So, we'll go on.
Certificate with a crest, as you see here, for my son, Lord. And don't forget it, Lord Asher Max Frank. And what I really love is that they plant a tree with every order and work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support global reforestation efforts. Now, as my son grows up, and if you decide to do this too, you can officially include Lord or Lady on your credit card, on your dating profiles, on your plane tickets. This would also make a great last-minute gift. I think I'm enjoying it more than he ever will, just being like, I can tease him now for the rest of his life and call him Lord. You need me to pack you a lunch for school? Yes, my lord. And a special offer for you guys, the first 200 people to purchase a title pack using my link.
So already about 3 minutes of this video is nothing but advertisements. That's what it is. 3 minutes of a 15-minute video that I have to sit here, and Lord knows, you know, it'll probably be about closer to 4 by the time I'm done listening to you ramble on. You know, if you buy a packet like my son, little Lord Fauntleroy, you know, you can go ahead and be an established whatever you said. You know, we get a tree, you get a foot of land and somewhere in freaking Scotland. I get it, we understand that. Holy crap. But, you know, the sheer fact that a Girl Define can't put up a shirt and say, hey, buy my shirt. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make you look hypocritical at all, but we're going to see you have a mental breakdown with your crazy eyes and stuff. I can't sit there and say that I'm not guilty of the same.
Link below will effectively be next to Lord Asher Max Frank's plot, and we can build our little holy kingdom together. Oh, and they're actually running a Black Friday sale too, so if you use my code Jacqueline, you can get an additional 10% off, which is amazing. Go to establishedtitles.com/Jacqueline to get your gifts and help support this channel. And there you have it. I think I've made Girl Define pretty happy, knowing that I, you know, officially, I do love the Lord. I love the Lord so much.
Boom, boom, boom. I mean, I guess it's funny to people who have, like, no sense of humor or no personality. Ha, 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 ha. I guess, you know, with your witticism.
I love the Lord more than anything. The Lord is truly my priority in life. I can say that in all seriousness now, even though he's so,
you know. What the fuck?
Cute, and I never want to part with him, and normally I don't. Honestly, this video is a rarity. I'm going to give him to his dad to watch him, and I'm sure he'll do a good job.
And I'll be honest with you, at the end of the day, when your kid gets older, like, you know, understands stuff, and you know, he's 12 years old and he's going to you know, school with his friends. He's 12 or 13-year old, and you know, he comes across some of your old work where you're freaking selling dildos for adamandeve.com. I wonder what he's gonna think whenever the family fortune is made by you flinging them dildos everywhere, you know, all over the place, all over the internet. You know, oh yeah, your mom used to come out in lingerie and, like, you know, do weird stuff with, like, freaking sex toys on the internet. Oh, okay, yeah. It just makes me wonder, you know, it's called life choices, but, you know, oh, I'm gonna just live this life of depravity and you know, whatever the hell, and then say, you know, yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. His freaking adolescent years should be, you know, very, very interesting, I should say.
Please ship my merch. When he gets just a little older, he could ship my merch. I really don't like printing labels. David Michael Frank makes baby ship his merch.
But we do unfortunately have to move on to more girl-defined cringe. So you know what?
And just a few more brain cells. There's nothing to it. Just go ahead and...
Just trying to prepare. Oh no! Worst case scenario.
Biblical womanhood and helping us link arms as a sisterhood.
Boy, she was pissed at that wine bottle for being empty, huh? You know, if you didn't freaking drink all of it, maybe you would have some for this video, but it is what it is.
To get back to God's amazing design.
Could you imagine seeing someone in public with that shirt? Bring back biblical.
I mean, I see women with, freaking wallflower shirts all the time. It's almost like some sort of trippy hippie type look to it, so... yeah, I can imagine people with those shirts out in public. What are you going to do? I mean, there's like a few shirts that I want to... I got one with a biblical verse on it, but it really, at the end of the day, it didn't look like I thought it would look. But yeah, I'd wear a shirt with a Bible verse that would trigger you on it, totally. It wouldn't hurt me one bit, you know, out in public. And if you got offended, well, guess what? That's on you. So, yeah, you know, it would be... I don't understand. I honestly don't understand. Can you imagine anybody, you know, if a girl wears that shirt that says, hey, I don't have a penis? I would probably be interested in at least getting to understand her and knowing that she's probably, you know, she doesn't have a big old Mr. Condition between her legs, you know what I'm saying? That's just me, though, you know.
Biblical womanhood. I mean, when I think about the Bible and the way women are treated, I'd be like, oh, so you want to stone me? Am I a man's property? Did I tell...
You know, do you want to be? You know.
You with an apple?
To get back to God's amazing design.
To get back to...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was Eve. But like I said, it's just freaking ridiculous. But it's like it's the same thing with science. They can go ahead and cherry pick certain verses out of the Bible and say, oh, this is what the Bible's all about. But they, you know, totally ignore other verses and whatnot. And then they try to make a case. That's what I get. That's what the atheists do. They set up like straw mans. It's not really that hard to really debate an atheist, particularly as a Christian, for the most part, because we can kind of see the fruits of Christianity and you compare it with the fruits of atheism, and there's, you know, it's no comparison there. You know, it really isn't. We see how much you're freaking a lush. You drink in all of your videos. Certainly. Yeah, you know, you have a kid right now, everything seems to be great, but we understand that, you know, whenever you don't have any kind of real structure there, whenever there's nothing real and everything is just pretty much nothing but cynical crap, then it's not going to be able to hold together. You understand what I'm saying? That's why most atheists are miserable in their lives. And this is why they come out and have their little mental breakdowns and go, oh my God. And then they demand the government to fix it, which screws us over as, you know, Christians and other pagans. It doesn't matter. You know, because it screws everybody else over, because ultimately you're looking at a group of people who really can't take care of themselves, so they demand to go ahead and take a portion of, like, my money and have it contributed into, like, certain crap so they can funnel it into their own pockets, because they ultimately can't take care of themselves. So, you know, this is where my freaking irritation with everything comes in. You know what I'm saying? Because whenever you're taking about like 15 to 20% of my check, well then yeah, I'm gonna be a little agitated.
God's amazing design, or to get back to our amazing design of a flower on this shirt that you should buy, like...
Which I don't understand what your deal with flowers are. You know what I'm saying? With your little creepy... I guess, you know, Kev would probably get a kick out of you. Kev would probably like you pretty good because you got a Batman thing on your freaking wall there. And, yeah, so I guess that's supposed to, you know, I guess that's one good thing you have going for you, is that Big Kev would probably like you because you've got the little Batman freaking, little, trays right there that you can, your shelves are Batman shelves. And in fact, I guarantee you, if Big Kev sees this video, he's going to ask you exactly, which goes up to Big Kev's World, on YouTube, but he's going to ask you exactly where the hell you got them damn Batman things, because he's now probably going to look for him in his house. But it is what it is.
Right now.
Because we know, as Christian women, that the one who designed you gets to define you.
So we have defined these articles of clothing as t-shirts, because we designed them, so we're defining...
I mean, they're not fucking diapers. But I guess... I guess if you identify them as diapers, they could be diapers. You know, this is the insanity of all of your shit. Is there going to be a point anytime in this video that you're going to make? Probably not.
Them as clothes.
Join the movement. New shirts drop in the Girl Define.
It's just ridiculous. The whole concept. Could you have an argument for one thing, Jacqueline? Could you ever have an argument on your thing is just not you just being obnoxiously insulted by something? And can you have an actual point, I guess? Could you make some sense?
Shop on September 28th.
It's a movement. We've heard that word now twice. Movement.
Inviting you to join the movement. Join the movement. What's up, y'all? It's Bethany here, and I'm back with another car conversation.
What is it with all these people doing conversations in their car? Like, I remember so many videos I've done in the past talking about people that are just religious, and they do these rants in their car. Why?
Hey y'all, this is Jezebel and I'm here in front of Starbucks and I am just pissed off that they have these red cups. Where is the I love Jesus?
It's weird. You can see like traffic.
Guilty as charged.
Behind, I don't know.
How dare you, Starbucks? How dare you, Starbucks?
To talk about the whole idea of reclaiming womanhood. Kristen and I have talked.
She's like super out of breath.
You know, I want to go ahead and get into that a little bit. You know, with the car videos and stuff, people actually have to be productive members of society sometimes. So it means that usually, like, particularly for me, why I do a lot of car videos is because I'm usually going from one job to another, or I'm always at work or whatnot. And I have to stop, pull over, do a video whenever I get off of work or whatnot. So I mean, you know, for those of us who don't rely on basically grifting on people and don't have a direct income from unsavory freaking methods and whatnot, trying to go ahead and do some sort of porn or degrade ourselves to some sort of unsavory means by whatever fucking means, we actually have to work in society and go ahead and put this food on the shelves for you people, or ship those orders out for you people, or, you know, do construction, build houses that you're going to end up buying later on, and then, you know, looking down your nose at all the people who did the plumbing and all that kind of stuff, or, you know, the grocery stockers. Some of us have jobs that we actually have to do, and I know that that may come to a surprise to you, but yeah, that's why a lot of people tend to do car videos. That's why I did car videos, is because I was constantly going from one job to another. Because I'm a pretty hard worker, I'm constantly working quite a bit, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get myself in a better position. So, you know, I tend to work a lot. You know, I tend to, you know, focus on what I want to get, not what I think people owe me. So, I mean, maybe that's the difference between you and I. Maybe, I don't know.
This entire video, which is very distracting to me, but whatever, we'll keep going.
Womanhood has literally been, like, chopped up, redefined, completely left to each individual's own preferences.
I'm sorry, the hypocrisy. Their channel is called Girl Defined. They are attempting to define girls and womanhood. I mean, no, because it's not them. It's God.
I mean, everything has been.
I meant there's a man, there's a woman. Everything else in between is a chemical imbalance. You can say what you want to. You can sit there and say, oh, you're a bigot, the homophobe, and all this other generic crap that you try to, you know, label everybody as. But there's only man, and there's only woman, there's only male, there's only female. You can sit there and say, oh, well, in the cases of this and that and yada, 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 in the very, very rare instances and whatnot. But for the most part, there's only male and female. That's it. There's no they, they're, them, they, how art, you know, I'm going to fucking choose. You got to identify me as exactly how I say that you should. Absolutely not. That's just not even going to go ahead and listen to any kind of, that's not even an argument to me personally. I'm not even considering it. It's already done with. You know, there's male, there's female, you know, and you can sit there and say, oh, there's no God, and this is all the Christians made males and females and stuff like that. You just look ridiculous. You absolutely look ridiculous. You look ridiculous even to the people who, you know, claim to be scientists can't really, you know, you can get the generic people out there to back you up, but, you know, for the most part, it goes against every kind of pragmatism, rational, and any kind of real science.
Really. Like, especially here in America, we live in a day and age where it's literally like whoever, whatever you want to be goes, and everyone should respect that and support and cheer you on. I mean, literally.
Like, if you want to believe in imaginary friends that live in the sky and rule over everything that you do and completely...
Probably come closer to believing in an imaginary friend, which is all like pagan concepts and whatnot. They're not really Christian concepts. That's all paganism right there, which clearly you don't mind paganism looking at your background and whatnot. But those are those are not Christian concepts. Christian concepts did not believe, God's up in the sky, you got that concept from, Genesis, where it says there's the first heaven, which is the air, then you have an upper heaven, and then outside of earth, you have heaven, but nobody's sitting there saying God lives in the sky or anything like that. That's ridiculous. But, atheists do. But like I said, atheists also thought the world was flat. Christians have never taught that the world is flat. It's just absolute insanity. And that's just, once again, the atheists that go ahead, push straw man arguments, and go ahead and knock down those straw man arguments. But they don't work anymore. Now that we have the internet, your straw men don't work anymore, because we can go ahead and say, to exactly point it out in your generic stuff over here, being cynical is just not as edgy as it was in the 90s, because ultimately you're going to have to back that up with some sort of pragmatic reason and whatnot. This is also why y'all lose the culture war as well. So, but we'll go ahead and listen. Go ahead and
control and manipulate every aspect of your life's personal, private things.
Now, I don't know if, it'd be up to me. I don't think that the freaking, my Christian church was out there saying, you need to go ahead and take the vaccine for the commie cough. You got to take the commie cough vaccine. If you don't, then we're going to go ahead and make sure you get fired from your job. No, I don't remember that at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the freaking Christians sitting there taking money out of my check, like, to a degree of, 12, 13, 14, 15%, whatever they take, 20% for some, out of my check. I don't think that's how it is. I don't think that, they're freaking, trying to go ahead and shut down, like they are in Canada, shutting down certain bank accounts because they don't agree with your political views. I don't believe that they're sitting here censoring speech on the internet. I believe that's pretty much the freaking secular atheist doing that kind of stuff based on your own views and stuff. So if you're talking about, they want to control me. Yeah, somebody needs to fucking control you, and that's what needs to probably happen.
All those things. If you believe in like a talking snake and a burning bush, you just expect...
Certainly more believable than a Big Bang created everything and then some atoms somehow managed to go ahead and rearrange themselves to form some freaking cell, which nobody understands exactly how that would have found its way on a planet that would be able to sustain life and have the symbiotic relationships to go ahead necessary to even survive a freaking hostile atmosphere and whatnot, and somehow turn into dinosaurs and stuff. I'll go ahead and believe the talking snake and the burning bush, to be honest with you.
People to accept that and cheer you on.
And everyone should respect that and support and cheer you on. The amount of ridiculous even pronouns that people are just making up out of nowhere.
It's like people are just supposed to be able to make up stuff like imaginary friends and such, and you're just supposed to go along.
Well, you imagine that you have talent, so there you go.
Along with it and accept that. It's crazy.
And then demanding that people use these made up pronouns.
She literally said theys instead of these. Theys made up. I mean, they is not a made up pronoun.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that it's probably a made up pronoun by the time that this video come out. Somebody is calling themselves theys somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I almost guarantee it. It's almost like 100% chance. Theys is probably a pronoun. Thems, theirs, whatever the hell. There's so many of them. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a crap, actually, at the end of the day. The sheer fact that the internet tends to go ahead and lean and say that Jacqueline Cringe needs to have a platform, but people like me who go out there and talk about quantitative easing, that talk about these regulations, how Inflation Reduction Act and tax is not the answer, and talk about actual alternatives and solutions, No, we'll go ahead and ban him. We'll go ahead and ban his, American Springs idea. Let's just go ahead and push into World War III and go ahead and use the whole issue to go ahead and tax the freaking citizens at a 68% freaking tax rate. That's what you no. I need to be censored off the internet. That doesn't seem controlling at all.
I mean, it is just to a whole new level of insanity.
It just really gets under my skin. I understand some of the arguments against some of the like super outlandish things that people say, oh, I want to identify as like a cat. Like, okay, I get it. Yeah, sure, there's a slippery slope fallacy in there somewhere, as there always is, but then...
Is there a slippery slope fallacy? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? It's just not people being with a serotonin deficiency that are out there making outrageous stuff that probably need mental help. But they'll claim that I need mental help. You know, that's the hypocritical part about it, is that they'll sit there and point at me and say, oh, there's something wrong with you. You need to go get mental help because you're a hateful bigot. And at the same time, they're openly, just changing them there, identifying as Legion and whatnot. Oh, they don't need any help at all. Absolutely not. It's just me. There's something wrong with me for calling out the insanity. Okay, whatever.
The same people, like in this case, criticizing that, are pushing religion to me, which is even more insane. Like, listen, I'm not trying to bash every single Christian person, every single religious person. I've made it pretty clear. I feel like I'm a broken record, but
like, you really do bash every Christian and every religious person. Because, what, you went to Catholic school? Well, you were a pagan. So what? Who cares? At the end of the day. I honestly don't give a shit that you went to pagan school and learned pagan principles and whatnot. And, crucified homosexuals or whatever the hell, they teach that stuff. It is what it is. But, there yet again, none of the crap, you've got a misunderstanding, a total misunderstanding. This isn't what Christians believe. But you tend to go ahead and, use that as a reason, I guess, for you to go out there and to go on your little crusades and whatnot. And then you go out there and pretty much like your science and stuff, you just fling shit on the wall and pray for it to stick. To a God that you don't believe in, ironically. But that's what you do. And then, basically, people like myself come out. We see it. I like I said, I don't think that to be honest with you, that your following isn't as big as, like, a Logan Paul's, which is unfortunate that Logan Paul's audience is as big as it is, because now he's, in the WWE being vanilla, instead of being on just YouTube being vanilla. However, with that being said, your following isn't really even as good as Onision, who I think has got a TV series or whatnot. Even that Adam Ruins, these people have no talent. And the sheer fact that they get pushed out there by YouTube, they have no principles. That's basically why you're pushed out there. That's basically why you probably have the following that you do, is because you don't have any principles. And ultimately, this is what's ending up the establishment is trying to push out. People without principles. You're not really that intelligent. We can tell that as much as you drink, you have like wine all over the house and your bottle's usually empty. That it's not really, a glass of wine a day is probably not bad for you. It's probably actually pretty good. But living life and as excessive as you live life and whatnot, and with all the debaucheries, and it's going to catch up with you, and yes, you're probably going to go to hell. Which you're going to go ahead and mention, but I'm going to go ahead and break it down for you, because clearly you have a Catholic understanding of what hell is, and that's not what hell is at all. But we'll go ahead and listen to you go ahead and have a little mental breakdown and cry about it.
To say this because people don't understand, I do not judge people if they're religious, but I do judge religious people who are pushy and judgmental on...
So you judge Christian people who are judgmental, which makes you a fucking hypocrite. You see what I'm saying?
Others, and try to force that opinion into politics, and oh my gosh, so on and so forth.
Which I just want to go ahead and say that we got a pretty good win. We got a pretty good win, right? We got a pretty good win with abortion. Ultimately, you forced the mandates into politics, right? On the secular side. You you pushed the vaccine mandates for the commie cough, and ultimately that turned around to bite you in the ass, didn't it? As we went ahead and were able to go ahead and use that. That's a checkmate. That's what we call that, a checkmate. You know what I'm saying? It's a checkmate. That now you're, what is it? It's abortion is healthcare. Okay, whatever. We went ahead and got that Roe v. Wade overturned. So no, I mean, you can't sit there and say, oh well, you don't have a right to go ahead and endanger people's lives and stuff. Absolutely. I have a right not to get a vaccine. I have a right not to wear a fucking mask out in public if I don't want to. If your mask and your vaccine can't take care of you, then that's your problem. It's not endangering your lives. I have a right. And the sheer fact that you've blatantly used that right to discriminate against people and create a medical apartheid, which you did, and then ultimately, we go ahead and might as well as go ahead and enforce some sort of structure back into the system, which are, regardless of if you like it or not, the whole concept of the separation of church and state is inherently Christian. That's a Christian principle that was put into the Constitution. It's not a theocratic. It's not a freaking pagan principle. It's not a freaking It's not a secular principle, because neither one, whether it's a theocracy or whether it is whether it's a secular communism, atheist, secularism, complete transhumanism type shit. Either way, that concept of the separation of church and state doesn't, there's nowhere else that you're going to be able to find anything like that. So there you go. The sheer fact that you're able to have an opinion is in large part thanks to that Bible there that you want to go ahead and take shots at, and every Christian that you say wants to force their ideas and their ideology on you. Yeah, you can go ahead and thank them people. You know what I'm saying?
Fourth, I really don't want to do this spiel again because I'd be here in this video forever. But when people like Kristen and Bethany come on here and call other people insane, it just really grinds.
Well, you kind of are fucking insane.
My gears.
How dare you?
Now, if you are someone, though, who is genuinely you're like, I'm not caught up in this crazy movement, but I'm genuinely struggling with my identity. I'm genuinely struggling with my sexuality. Whatever it is.
She's so out of breath this whole video. I wonder if she's pregnant. I remember when I was pregnant, not because she looks and she looks great. It's a pet peeve of mine when people bash the way people look, and I'm not doing that. I'm just remembering when I was pregnant, I was very out of breath all the time. I don't know if she's breathing in too much car exhaust, or if she's pregnant or whatever's going on. She just ran. I don't know what the reason is, but she's so out of breath this whole video. Girl.
I want you to know that there is hope, and that there is so much freedom and clarity that can be found in Christ.
Freedom? I don't know how to call it freedom per se. You're free to do exactly as I say, otherwise you're going to hell forever. It doesn't really feel...
You're going to hell anyways. You know what I'm saying? And here's where we come full circle about, oh, you're going to hell because you went to pagan school? Is that it? You don't understand what hell is? And, we all go to hell. We all go to hell. There'll be very, very few of us that don't go to hell, to be honest with you. And those are only going to be the people who end up surviving till Jesus comes. But everybody goes to hell. Everybody goes to hell. Because hell is nothing more than the grave. That's all hell is. So, your fucking fear of hell, yeah, you're going to go to hell. What can I say? Eventually, because that's all it is. It's the grave. So, you're going to sit there and compile these little things and say, oh, you got to do what I say. No, absolutely not. Nobody's sitting there saying that you have to do what they say. However, the sheer fact, if you live a life of excess, then yeah, it's going to have damaging effects on your body, and yes, you're going to hell. Because the wages of sin, we all sin, and the wages of sin is death. And certainly death, after death, you go into the grave, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's into a freaking urn out in the ocean or whatever it is, you go to hell. That's the first death. It's exactly what the hell it is. What you're confusing for is the second death, which, nobody's going to sit there. You're going to willingly go into that. You know what I'm saying? You're already brainwashed into thinking that all this sin and all this debauchery that you like to take part in is absolutely you. 110%, the lowest attributes is what you go ahead and contribute to in your life. And then you get mad because it yields negative results. And the first thing that you do is go ahead and attack people who have positive results, who are trying to do positive things, trying to go ahead and look at the positive results in their lives. And this is Atheism 101, basically. And so, you know what, I'm not even going to continue this video anymore, Jacqueline, because I already know that it doesn't get much better from here. And you know it doesn't get much better from here. However, with that being said, I just figured it's been a while since I've done one of these videos on Jacqueline Cringe. She did a video here recently. Like I said, you know, it's this whole circle. This is exactly why YouTube is probably going to end up collapsing. This is why Twitter has already collapsed. Everything that they touch ends up turning to crap. And this is exactly why the left as a whole, and your Democrats and whatnot, and their ideology and the stuff that they tend to go ahead and pretend to be involved in and whatnot. This is why there isn't a lot of success in that. Is because this is the problem with that whole ideology. So while Jacqueline, you know, is going to sit there and go through a bottle of wine while watching her kid and whatnot, and, you know, you even moved from what, in one of your videos, you said, I was going to do I didn't feel like it. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing a video on this. But in one of the videos, she claims that she was in Tennessee and whatnot. So, I mean, you moved from California to Tennessee, so let's go ahead and understand that, you know, technically you people are not making anything any better. So, why are you trying to give advice to other people? Why are you trying to make such a big deal of people that are having some sort of success on their own channel? And what big deal is it to you if they want to go ahead and believe in a creator, however they want to go ahead and have a relationship with God? If it's yielding positive results for them, they're definitely not going to change because some internet thought decided that, hey, you know what, I need to go ahead and pitch my, establishment freaking lordship, little Lord Fauntleroy stuff on here, so I need to do a video. Come on, put a little bit of effort into it. Have like an actual, you know, stop having little mental breakdowns in episodes and stuff, and actually, you know, maybe buckle down, take something seriously. Maybe you could do motherhood videos and stuff, and, you know, your life after becoming a freaking internet thought and selling dildos on the internet. I don't know what the hell you could do with your life. But do something other than this, because, yeah, this is kind of getting old. It's kind of vanilla. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I'll end up uploading it through, I guess, StreamYard or something, and uploading it on my Facebook as well. You people tell me what you think. You like, sub, do the shit YouTube and Facebook tell me to do to get over. And for now, I'm out.